Today we arrive in Iran. Let's see what we can see and what we can find about them, and also what we can say about them, because we're gonna see in this video, we're gonna look at the architecture, also how city they are, and how people actually live there, what are exactly the borders, because that I think it's interesting, how it used to be in the past and how it's gonna be also in the future, hopefully. Some temperature map and some demographic charts, I would say, and also you're gonna see what's happened when actually Google Iran. What's the first thing that pops up? So now back to population. As we can see, so far there are 92 million people, and you can see in this growing rate it's pretty much all over the place. So let's go back in 1955, when there used to be only 18 million people, so a huge increase in population, I would say, in the last few years. But now in 2025 they have 92 million people. So you're gonna see back then the growth rate was 2.5, now it's 0.93. so a huge increase in growing rate, but also you have to understand they report at the population that they begin with. So yearly change back then was around 500,000 people, and now they are almost 1 million people, so you can see it doubled that. But migrants used to be always on the plus, and with a few, let's say, years that they have on the minus, usually they do well with the migration. They have a lot of people coming in there, then also they have a lot of from the native population. But what is interesting is here, look at this, 1955, 20 years old, the median age, and now it's 34, so they're getting old pretty fast, I would say. But the more alarming it is the fertility rate. Back then in 1955, 7.1, which is insane, and now they are well below replacement at 1.6, and they got below replacement, let's say, they got that 2015 a bit above, but from 2005, I would say 2005, they got below replacement rate. So this is happening for a while right now, and we're gonna see how we're gonna play in the future. The urban population back then was 31%, and now it's 73%. So you're gonna see a lot of people moving to cities, because pretty much it's easier to find jobs, and who knows, maybe you can have even more, let's say, comfort than you have on the countryside, but with some drawbacks, I would say. Now let's look in the future at 2050. In 2050 it's going to be over 100 million people in Iran. Obviously the yearly change is going to go down around 175,000 people, only because I would say even this they have migration, I give them that, but also this fertility rate, you're gonna see here, is gonna go down even faster. Fertility rate, they're gonna say it's gonna stay around 163, but I think they're gonna go down much faster. And also, like I say, it's Iran, so you cannot trust exactly like those numbers, how exactly they are, but you can have some idea where it's going with this population. Migrants, they say it's gonna be on the minus from now. Let's say that. So they go from this year to 116,000 people. In 2030, they're gonna stay pretty much in minus 35,000 people. So a huge change in that, so that's gonna affect them a bit. And also you can see the change is gonna go down and down, and probably even by 2050 I think they're gonna register actually a minus in population. So if they go to 100 million people, that would be something for them, but I have a feeling that in reality they're not gonna reach 100 million people. So the population of Iran is gonna stay around this number. Even if they have increased, let's say, with 5 million or 6 million, it's not gonna make that much a difference when you have 92 millions already in your borders. But the median age is gonna go up a bit. Actually, it's quite significant, I would say, because right now it's 34 years old, and in 2050 it's gonna be 44. So 10 years, I would say, easily in the next 25 years. It is quite a lot in my opinion, but we're gonna see how that is gonna play out in the future. And also the urban population is gonna increase by 80%. So yeah, not a huge increase, but from the 73 to 80, it is something, let's call it like that. The life expectancy now, that's a bit interesting here. They're still on the rising, except the pandemic time, let's say it, but they are on the rising from both sexes. It's 78 years old, female at 8 years old, and male at 76. So they are pretty close, actually. They're living, I would say, well, a good amount of their years. I expected something like that is going to be below 70, but no, they are actually very well in that department. Infant mortality 9.1, and death under age of 5 10.9. Those are huge in my opinion, but again, not a huge developed country, so yeah, I can expect that. Like I say, I like to see those numbers under 3, but that shows it clearly not a very well medical system put together. But in the cities, Tehran is the biggest one there, from 7.1 million people living there, so a huge increase in population, I guess, because they got moved from 32% in 1955 to 75 in 2025. So we're gonna see it is normal to see big cities like this when you have that many people moving to urban areas. Now I just want to see, okay, those are the borders, and you can see here they have an interesting one. They have now that conflict with Israel, and I kind of choose to make those videos together. Say yesterday I make Israel and now we make Iran, just have an idea where they stand together. But I want to see exactly how those people live, and I'm gonna put the borders because I don't want to go outside them by mistake, obviously. So I am curious how actually they live, because in the northern side you see I have a bit of the green, let's say, but the rest of them is pretty much in a desert country, and I am curious how actually they live here. So let's go, like I say, very randomly on the map. I'm not choosing anything, just to see how exactly those people live. Even here in the desert, I am interesting how actually even the country, how it looks. So you can see the image is not that well, even if it's 2024. They didn't do a good job, but this highway looks decent, I would say. But like I said, the quality is not that great, so it's not much I can actually see it. Let's check this one. I'm not sure if it's the capital here because I don't have the oh yeah, it's the capital. I have the names on it. So yeah, it's pretty big city. Let's check, like I said, randomly on the map. Not that many street view, as you can see, so clearly just shows that it's kind of a closed country, not that open for the rest of them, for the rest of the people. But yeah, we have nice hotels. Those cars are so old. Just remember, if you just show me this picture, I would say this is a picture from the early 2000, I would say, but it is what it is. Now I like the mountains here. I see some picture on the Google with them and just look very nice with the mountains behind. It is a nice place, I would say, to put a city. But now we're gonna see exactly how actually those people live. So now we are in the store, so yeah, that's nice. We have a lot of bread products here. I'm looking for the baklava. I'm curious if they have it because I really like it, but doesn't seem to see it. Those houses, again, I want to see those apartments building because I think they're again, some of them, it looks like it was in the Soviet area, I would say, but look at this. This one is actually a good part of the town, 100%. Look at this house, everything is nice here. We got a good part right now. So yeah, we have these mountains in the back. That looks nice. I think they're mountains. I don't see that well, but I think they're mountains too. It looks nice. Might be an embassy or something on this street, but I have to say that part was kind of nice. But who knows? Maybe, like I say, we got a good one. Let's check this one. I don't want to stay too much, especially in one city, but we kind of see it how actually they live here. So they have good parts and bad parts like everyone else, but it's not that bad, I have to say. I expected something much lower than I see it here, so that's a good thing, I would say. So now let's go outside Tehran. Let's see what we can find, some other places. And I'm curious, I think I'm not mistaken, they have an opening to this Caspian Sea. Yeah. What can we find here on the beach? We can go on the beach. We have some 360. Let's check it very quickly, how well they done there. So yeah, those buildings doesn't look that well, and it's 2022, so pretty recently, I would say. We have a horse on the sea. Let's have the head of the horse on the sea, on the beach. Quite a few people there. I have no idea what those guys doing here. Probably they just launch a boat to the sea. Yeah, not absolutely great, but again, they have an opening to this Caspian Sea and have another one here. At the Red Sea. No, that's not Red Sea. I don't remember what they call it. Persian Gulf or something like that, I think they call it. Yeah, Persian Gulf. Let's check one again, the border. Like I said, don't want to go outside very fast. So I am curious. So probably the southern border obviously is much more tropical, let's say. The water is much better, but let's see if you can have some good 360. Now we have some people working on something here. I have no idea what they're doing, but it's not a picture that I want to see it. But you can find an idea how actually it is here. I don't think it's that bad, but also clearly they have a lot of room to improve. This is a big country, so clearly 100 million people, they have places to stay. Look at this, that's much better. If you show me this picture, I would say, oh, this looks like Australia to me, except these buildings. Can you show me that? So they have actually a good, nice, even here in the south. Probably again, it's a lot of people move in the cities because it's, let's say, easier to find jobs and make a livable life. But here in the countryside, let's say in the southern country, it is a much better place to just be. No, not like this one, but you can see my idea. You can have a much relaxed life, let's say. But I get it why a lot of people just gonna move there. Now, what else we can see here? Well, I think this is a road on the highway or something very important. Look at this, they just go across the country pretty much. And yeah, this one is not extremely well maintained, but again, June 2024 and you have this quality, I don't like it. But yeah, we kind of see how's happening here in Iran. Doesn't look so bad, and also they can actually hold, let's say, 100 million people easy. But keep in mind, most of the country, it is desert, so probably they're gonna have some problem with water. They usually have, but I always say, if you have an opening to the sea, you can transform the sea water, the salt water, in the sweet water, actually drinkable water, very easily, especially if you don't have a problem with energy, because that's the main problem here. So yeah, that's the Iran on the map, and this is how it looks on the Google Street, as much as we have, and I might see it. Now I want to look back in the past. Let's see, this is gonna be the area that I'm gonna look at for and see how well they develop. That one of those, look at this, one of those first civilization, which is good. They have a lot of years behind them to learn from their mistake and actually improve their civilization. And one of those things I see recently, even if you have those old civilization, like they have it from the beginning of the civilization, let's say, that doesn't guarantee you they're gonna be the most advanced country in today's world. So that's another thing to look at. So it doesn't matter how old your civilization is, that doesn't guarantee that you're actually gonna be the most advanced today. And it's kind of counterintuitive, because you're gonna see that, okay, somebody who lives so much for such a long time, they usually have a great record and keep their civilization together, and also advance in different fields, especially in technology. But clearly that's not the case, but they have some good things going on there, especially in the past, and also gonna see how well they're gonna do in the future. Now the temperature map, I like this one to just look at it, just keep in mind how exactly right now the temperature it is. It just pretty much gives you some interesting things to watch. Some parts you can see very cold, some parts very hot, so and it's interesting to have those maps. I always look at pretty much every day, I just check this map. I find it very nice and interesting. Now in the demographic side, you can see that Iran, they have this pyramid which doesn't suit them well. That shows not a lot of new people. Like I said, those fertility rates are low for quite a while, and you're gonna see it here. So yeah, not a great place to be, I say, in the future, but who knows, maybe they can pick up themselves, but I highly doubt that. And then the last thing I want to check, when you just pretty much Google Iran, what is your first impression, let's say. And you can see a lot of revolution sites and stuff like that, and we all know they have that Islamic revolution. I don't remember exactly, 70s, 80s, something like that. And it just shows, even with those tightly gripped Muslim countries, you still cannot pick up your fertility rate, especially look at this. You got 6 here in 1985, and then pretty much 5 and 2.8, and then 2 got below replacement, and pretty much that's it. So yeah, I kind of look at this, how they look in the city. I kind of see that as a huge problem for them, and I have no idea how they're gonna fix it, probably because they can't. And Iran, I don't think it's that developed of the country, so that not hugely industrialized. Look at this, I like this city, and the mountains in the back looks very nice. But I don't think they're gonna pick up, especially with that freedom there, which is pretty much non-existent, I think, from what I heard. So huge problem for them. And probably they're not going to be able to just fix their population in time. So probably going to see, like I say, 100 million. They get lucky if they go there, but probably going to see already a huge decrease in population by the end of the century. Probably it's going to be half of what they are today, or even lower. So I would say a huge problem for them. But we're going to see how actually they play in the future, because they have some conflicts, let's say, with Israel, especially in the region, and with the population that drops that fast. and also they're getting older that fast. Pretty much you have a limited time if you have some, let's say, imperialist thinkings or an imperialist agenda in the future, but we're gonna see how that's gonna play along. They are pretty much, let's say, this conflict state, not that let's say hot of the conflict, but they have some rocket launches. Look at this on the Israel, I think last year. So who knows if this is gonna escalate more than we already seen, but we're gonna see in the future. But like I said, they have pressure on them with population 100%. The pressure is there to just do something, because they're gonna lose a lot of people, and also they're gonna lose a lot of young people that actually they could fight if they choose to fight whatever the war they might do it. So as I would say, keep an eye on this median age, because this is gonna go up and up, and it doesn't show sign of stopping, especially if you lose migrants and you're also gonna lose fertility rate. You're gonna have big problems. But look at this, the Iran population 18 millions in 1955. That should be around, let's say, where it's supposed to be today, let's say 25 million, but they got up so fast, and now, like I say, everything that goes up that fast, they're gonna go down equally as fast, if not even faster. So we're gonna see how's happening in Iran in a few years, but I think by 2050 you're gonna have a good picture of where Iran is going for, and especially when you're gonna see the population actually going down, you're gonna have a better picture, I would say, about what's happening with Iran in the future, and also by the end of the century.